Hello and welcome to more pop culture collectibles. Awesome collection. Today we're going to look at the very first pictures of the famous Patterson Bigfoot, Sasquatch, up there in California. If you like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, share, and reply. This is the original magazine that first came out. I believe it was October of 67 when the Patterson Gimlin filmed the Bigfoot, and this is a cover date February 68. Exclusive first photos, California's abominable snowman. Gimlin and Patterson, how we found and photographed it. Actual footprint. This one's not in very good shape. Looked and looked to try to find any copy of this. They're extremely rare and collectible. This is Argosy Magazine. I don't know exactly how far back this magazine, but it goes back to at least the 50s or even maybe even 40s or even older than that. And I guess it went into the 70s, maybe 80s, I don't know. But that's not the point. The point is the Bigfoot. We're going to take a look at what's in here. We're not going to look at the whole magazine. We're just going to look at the important part with Patty, as they call her, for Patterson. There's Get Smart, Advertising TVs. Argosy. February 68. You can see the different articles in here. I believe this was somewhat considered a men's magazine compared to a woman's magazine. That's back then. And there's the article. First photos of Bigfoot, California's legendary abominable snowman. That's on page 23. Let's get there. There it is. The article. There's Roger Patterson compares his foot with the plaster cast of the creature he photographed. Cast measures 17 inches from heel to toe. So you've got to put your mind back in here. When we've seen, this is 2021 November when I'm filming this. Everybody's seen the Patterson footage. A lot of people have whatever ideas they think of it. Fake, real, whatever. And but this was all new here. More than a century, people have been saying that a huge, hairy, primitive human roams the unmapped mountains of the Northwest. This is the first tangible evidence that the Bigfoot or Sasquatch really exists. Okay, we're not going to read it word by word. We're just going to take an overview. There it is. Look at that. Very cool, a classic shot. And then what most people don't notice, or originally, but if you watch shows on it, you can see that it's supposed to be a female with the breasts there, and then it's supposed to, if you watch the breakdowns that people do of it, the way it walks and stuff, the musculature, and something about that leg there, like that was like a wound, and the height and everything. It's pretty interesting. I'm not here to persuade anybody one way or the other or say what I believe one way or the other. It's blown up from one of the full frame of Patterson and Gimlin's film. For a brief instant, the creature paused in its swift, swinging walk as though it heard the whirring of a camera and looked right back into the lens, and it galloped off into the bush. No, it didn't really gallop. It just kept walking fast as it got down into there. The Bluff Creek, where there was all that water damage down there. That's why everything looks like an odd mess where it's walking. More of the frames of it. So it's neat to have the original coverage of it in this magazine. We'll talk about the conical head like gorillas have. The cone shape. adorable woodsman, able to calm gait towards the forested hillside at first, but then apparently heard the sound of the camera, swung back, and instant took off for the woods. The secret was blown up, strip of the 16mm film. Well, that's interesting because they've got this turned around here in this picture from this angle. Height of, never heard of this term, adorable woodsman. So that's something didn't last long. And look, they got a misprint right there. It's Gimlin, not Simlin. Low center of gravity, which permits it to walk upright rather than stooping as apes do. The article. Let's see, is it continued or not? So the whole long article. I have this magazine for a while now, so I don't remember all the specifics. Though it's still a fun subject. A lot of people think they're this and they're that. One day we'll know one way or the other. Or we won't. The Yeti. So it's pretty detailed article mentioning other things and other instances. There we go. There's Bob Gimlin compares his own foot cast. And of course, when this was out, they didn't know that Roger Patterson wouldn't live much longer. I believe he died in like the early 70s. Continued on page 127. Probably just a page or two there. It's funny, see, it goes from a slicker paper to more of a paper. You gotta be careful with it. So what's the next step? At this point, everything clearly indicates the need for a major expedition with helicopters, two-way radios, and possibly dogs sent on the trail. The next Bigfoot seen, though I've heard dogs usually run the other way when they whiff a Bigfoot spoor. Can guarantee one thing for myself and Argosy Magazine, to be continued. That cover's almost coming off there. So there it is. The first Bigfoot coverage of the most famous film to date. So hope you like seeing this article, this collectible. Very cool. More awesome collectibles, pop culture to come. Thank you for watching.